Today we're going to dive into the triple F. What's that? It's the frustrating fitness fallacy of the answer and how it's keeping you from reaching and maintaining the health, wellness, and vitality you're after. Hey guys, great to be back in episode 4. I appreciate all the comments and the questions that have been coming my way, and I want to start to address some of those today. Particularly what seems to be kind of the number one concern, and that is, Hank, I've been there, done that. Why is it going to be different this time? You know, I've done the diet and exercise thing, and you know, you've got a great way of breaking things down and taking the mystery, but I've already been down this road. Well, I'm glad you came back for episode 4, because today, as well as the next few episodes, we are going to get into why, really, this time is going to be different. Today, we're going to uncover and look at the number one mindset or belief system that really seems to put people into a cycle of dysfunction, of always coming back to where it is they feel they began. So, without any more ado, let's jump into it. So the number one belief that a lot of people hold, and it's not their own fault, it's what the diet industry has kind of sold to them as a bowl of goods, is what I call the answer. And that is, you've got a problem, you need to lose weight, deal with pain, whatever the case may be, and you're in search of the answer. The one new diet or exercise program that's going to solve all your woes. You know, you've tried this one, you tried that one, but now here comes the new guy or the new gal telling you why everyone else is wrong, and they've got the answer. Now, the problem with the answer mindset is that it creates what I call a behavior that leads to islands of isolation. Here's our boy, Disappointed Dan. He's got the car, he's got the house, but he doesn't have the body, the energy level, or mental clarity and focus that he really wants or feels that he needs or should have for the next 30, 40 years of his life. So one day he says, that's it, I'm going to do something about it. So what does he do? Like a lot of folks, he heads on down to the local gym and meets bodybuilder Bob. And he tells Bob, I've had it, I want to change, do something for me. So bodybuilder Bob says, hey, you want to look like me, be like me, follow me. So you have Dan, coached by Bob, living on Bob's wonderful island of isolation. And what do we get? Hey, we get a pretty good looking Dan after 6 months. New haircut, the body's looking and feeling good. However, the joints in this midlife just aren't putting up with all of the heavy pounding. So he takes some time off to let his joints heal and kind of get back into the groove. 6 months later, he's back in his real life, away from that perfect environment that Bob had created. And what happens? He's back to where he started again. So he says, you know what? That bodybuilding stuff, that's all wrong. I should have known better. I'm getting too old for that. I'm going to go for a different approach. So he heads down and meets his doctor. So when we look at this equation, the thing that we have to remember is the problem isn't the gurus. It's the mindset of believing that someone else has the exact answers for your problems, and that taking a temporary lifestyle vacation is going to solve those long-term and chronic problems that you've been dealing with. I know there's more than a few of you out there just screaming at that video now going, that's me, that's my life. This cycle of disappointment followed by some determination, leading and seeking out the answer, only to have it foiled by having re-entry into real life and ending up back in disappointment. Now I want you to take a minute and really look at this graphic. Really look at this cycle. I want you to etch it in your mind, because our goal is to break this cycle. Our goal is to learn how to take our islands of isolation, which are essentially temporary environments that showed us that it is possible for us to have a thriving environment. But what we want to do is learn how to take the lessons learned and the tools gathered on this island of isolation and actually make it so that we can bring them back to our real life, so that our real life is equal to those thriving islands of isolation. All right, folks, let's wrap this one up. And what's the big takeaway point today? The big takeaway point is we want to stop searching for the answer. That this mindset and this mentality of expecting somebody else's life and lifestyle to fit perfectly over our life and lifestyle and to solve all of our problems, not only is it obsolete and wrong-headed, you've lived it. It just doesn't work. So what we're going to do is come up with some new solutions and give you some new tools. And to begin with, what I want you to do is look at your equation of searching for the answer. Take a minute now and list the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever it might be, diets and exercise programs you've been on over the years in search of the answer. All right, take a minute, make that list and have it ready for me. And we'll see you at the next episode.